All right, what's up, everybody? So today is going to be my Saturday tarantula feeding video. I feed my tarantulas pretty much every Saturday. Usually every Saturday I get up, my routine is get up, go to the pet shop, get my crickets, then go to the other pet shop, get my rats for my ball pythons, which you might see in a different video, I'm not sure yet. But yeah, so today I'm going to be feeding my Brachypelma smithy, the first one. This guy here was about the size of my thumbnail my pinky nail when I first got it. And I'm not going to say it's a slow grower, it's not fast either, but it seems like with every molt, he puts on some good size. So he went from probably the size of my pinky nail to about an inch in about, I don't know, 6-7 months. And so within that time, he put on some decent size. So I'm expecting within the next few molts, maybe the next 6-7 months again, I might start seeing some color on him, which I can't wait. So I rehoused this guy probably 3 or 4 days ago. No, I lie. I rehoused this guy probably about a week ago into this container from his dram vial. I did have a whole rehousing video set up for this, but I ended up messing the video up. I lost everything. So I do have 2 of these guys. They both got rehoused in containers like this, and they're doing pretty good so far. The only downside to that little fern I put there is that the crickets like to run and hide under that fern. That I got to go in there and, you know, try and dig them out and get them to eat, or just let it sit and wait. But so yeah, that's pretty much my bee smithy. All right, so this next guy here, this is my Brachypelma albucet. This guy's probably my most prized possession. I picked up this guy back in 2021, February of 2021. He's the oldest tarantula in my collection, and also one of the smallest in my collection. This guy's taking forever to grow. But I purchased him from Jeremy Huff at the Hamburg Reptile Expo back then, when the price was actually a decent price for these guys. These guys, when I first got into tarantulas, they were expensive. And I mean, I wanted one so bad, I just didn't have the money. And I think even now, today, if they were as expensive as they were back then, I'd still buy one if I had the money. That's how much I like these guys. But he was in a dram vial ever since I had him. I put him into this container probably 2 months ago. He reached about an inch, maybe an inch and a quarter. And I waited so long to rehouse this guy because even in the dram vial, he spent all his time in his burrow. He never came out. Even after a molt, he would stay in the burrow. As far as he would come out, maybe he would stick his legs out and that'd be it. But always in the burrow. But with the last molt, I noticed he was out of the burrow, and as you know, he was as his leg width as wide as the dram vial. And he was up top probably for like 3 or 4 days. So that's when I decided it was time to give him something a little bigger. He was looking for more space, so I gave him something bigger. But the strange thing is, once I put him in here, he would dig burrows like he was going to go underground, but then he'd come back up. He would fill it back in and then dig a burrow somewhere else, then fill it back in, dig a burrow somewhere else, fill it back in. So he has multiple burrows where he he dive bombs in at any moment that he feels, you know, nervous or something like that. But he spends most of his time right out in the open. I'm going to say probably 99% of his time right out in the open. He does not burrow like he used to when he was smaller. But yeah, this is my prized possession. I think I already said it. I mean, my oldest tarantula, but also one of my smallest. Very slow grower, but he's not putting on any color yet as far as the abdomen or the legs. But if you look at the carapace, that carapace is already starting to show the tan coloration they have as adults. So there is some changes taking place. He is getting, you know, putting on some size and changing some color. I hope within the next 2 or 3 molts, which will probably be the next, I don't know, 8 to 18 months, that he might start showing some coloration. So this is one of my favorites. All right, so this next tarantula is a tarantula I picked up in PetSmart. This is the B. hemorrhoid, Brachypelma hemorrhoid, or hemorrhoid, however you want to pronounce it. So this tarantula here has been in that pet shop probably for the last 6-7 months. And it molted probably 6-7 months ago. And they were nice enough to let me take the molt home so I can check it. But I ended up destroying the molt on the way home, and I couldn't check to see if it's male or female or not. So I was at the pet shop about 2 weeks ago, and the lady said, "Hey, this tarantula molted again. You want to take it home? I was like, sure. So I took it home, and it was a female. I checked it out, checked the molt, and it was definitely a female. So my first reaction was, I'm going to go back and buy her. She was labeled as a B. Smithy, but I wasn't sure if she was a B. Smithy or not. And my main reason for wanting her, if it was a female, was because I have 2 B. Smithies that I'm raising up. Maybe one day I can raise up a male, maybe one day breed her. Who knows? But judging by the comparison side-by-side photos, it looked to me like she was a Brachypelma hemorrhoid. So I wasn't going to buy her right away. But I knew I wanted to have all the Brachypelmas in my collection at some point anyway. And the fact that it was a female, and she's 4 inches, she's a pretty big female. Not full grown, but she's decent size. Almost breeder size. I decided to go take her home anyway. So this definitely is one of my prized possessions because I got her at such a good price. I mean, $70 for a 4-inch female Brachypelma hemorrhoid. I mean, you just don't see that, at least not on any major tarantula breeding websites. So I definitely snatched her up. She's gonna be a keeper. She's staying here. This is actually the container I purchased her in. I'm gonna be rehousing her into something a little bigger. I'm definitely gonna have a video of that coming. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, definitely a good score here. One of my prized possessions right now. And I'm just happy to have this tarantula in my collection. And so this next tarantula here is my Afana pelma calcotes, or Arizona blonde. This tarantula here can easily be the most beautiful tarantula in my collection. She molted about a month and a half ago, or right before the last video I put up, and she molted out a beautiful color. Of course, all I'm getting here is an ash shot, but you can kind of see the really red rump she has, and then that gray colored carapace, and then her legs are like a rusty brown color on the ends. And it's kind of hard to see in this video here, but on the inside of the legs, they're black. I actually just rehoused her in this container not too long ago, but I can already see that she needs something a little better than what she has here. She pretty much took all the dirt and threw it over to the one side, and she sits on top and she's digging her burrow down in. So I think I want to get her into something a little bigger, maybe like a 10-gallon. I want to try to find an aquarium, but a low aquarium, something low, something I can put a lot of dirt in and some stones and some rocks, so she can sit up top or she can dig and just look a whole lot better for me anyway, and also give her more space to accommodate her better. So yeah, this is, like I said, could pass as one of the most beautiful tarantulas in my collection. So I went and did it. I was at a reptile show and I seen another little Caribbean versacolor for a really good price, so I went and snatched it up. I'm always impressed with these little versacolors, man, because you see the way it jumped up and hit them tongs, grab that food. They just such aggressive eaters. My other ones are the same way. Matter of fact, all my my Tarantula Jarensis, he's the same way too. Really aggressive when it comes to eating. But yeah, I picked up one of these guys. I'm gonna try and raise it up again from a sling to make this my number 3. My number 3 Caribbean versacolor. And hopefully that's it. So this next little guy here, this is my Tarantula Jarensis M2. This little guy here is a very beautiful little tarantula. It's been eating a lot lately. Right now, when I pulled the cover off, I could see it was kind of cocooned up. I wasn't sure if it was gonna go into pre-molt or not, so I want to try to offer it something to eat anyway, just in case. Just like my Caribbean versacolors, this guy's a very aggressive eater. You throw something in, it'll go after it right away. These guys also like taking walks on me. This guy here took a nice walk with me the other day. And so after she took a little stroll, I was able to get her back in safely, and she's safe and sound. So there she is. She, I guess, is going into pre-molt. She's not going to take the food, and so we'll get the lid back on and get to the next tarantula. This next tarantula is my Caribbean versacolor, my other Caribbean versacolor. This is number 1. This is the biggest one that I have. It's going to be getting a rehouse in the next 2 weeks, maybe 3, depending. But this is by far one of my most beautiful tarantulas that I have. And I really don't have anything else to say. I mean, I can let the rest of the video speak for itself. It's a beautiful tarantula. I'm going to stop my talking now and let the rest of the video play with some music and this beautiful tarantula. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.